Hello, and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing BenQ's brand new budget DLP projector, the W2700. This DLP projector has been a very long awaited advancement in BenQ's theatre projector models and is an exceptional 4K projector. It's fully compliant with all of the HDR technologies, all of those types of things. It's 4K, it's about 2000 lumens, so it's bright enough. It features HDR Pro, HDR10, look, all of those things that you need from a compliance perspective with whatever source you're using and whatever kind of colour gamut you're looking for. It's got about 1 billion colours, contrast ratio, I don't know, 100,000 to 1 or something ridiculous. I mean, this is an amazing projector. It's compact, it's lightweight, it's easy to set up, it's easy to get the most out of, and it's unbelievably good value. So, let's have a look. BenQ. So this is one of their compact projectors. So firstly, you can see from the box it's not very big. Unlike the 5700, also done an unboxing video of it. It's not a, the box for the 57, it's a bigger projector, so it's a bigger box with a lot more packaging. This is a little bit more sort of compact. The little carry handle tells you again about your expectations about this product. It's perhaps a little bit of a over-the-counter sale rather than something you may end up installing in a home. You may end up just sort of chucking it on a coffee table or something. Nevertheless, it's awesome. So, let's have a look. Okay, packaging. Again, little carry handle. Got a bit of information. Cinema Color, Cinema Master, ISF calibration, HDCP 2.2. So that's the 4K compliance. HDMI and other 4K related symbols. A little bit of information. And then model and serial number information on just one end. Worth mentioning, they're actually little stickers. So as you are grabbing the manual or something like that, you can peel off one of these stickers, stick that serial number in the manual, and then should something happen, it get lost, it get damaged or stolen, you know the serial number should you require it. Okay, opening this is really easy. There's a simple factory tab, a seal here, and that opens a cardboard tab. From there, the process of opening it is really straightforward. You've seen any number of different things that are packaged in this way. In the top of the box, we have the unit's remote control. I'll open that in a moment. We have a traditional IEC power cord. What's unique to a projector anywhere near its price is this next product. It's a little BenQ envelope, a little slot. You open this, and this is the factory tested and calibrated color reference for this particular projector. Every single one is tested, and a unique test result is printed and included in the projector itself. And that's awesome to see in any projector, let alone one at this budget price. Further in, and the last of sort of the accessories, is a little plastic bag. In that plastic bag we've got a couple of AAA batteries, a warranty card, you've got the manual on a CD-ROM, it's a PDF, and then a quick startup guide and a little wee English brochure. There's a layer of cardboard which of course creates a little pocket where the accessories were, and then the projector itself. Getting out of the box is very, very straightforward. There we go, and away that goes. Okay, so once we're into the packaging, you've got the foam, closed cell foam. It's worth mentioning that this is excellent as far as being able to protect this product in the frame. There's lots of opportunity to support and ensure it's going to get to you in one piece. The projector is obviously encased and covered by the polythene bag that you see. Opening that is as easy as a little wee nick. And then sliding out from there is the projector. Now before we go on, I'll open up the remote control. We'll just have a quick look at that. Again, it's got a little polythene bag, ensuring it won't get damaged. Now it's worth mentioning, so there's the 2700's remote control. The 5700's remote is very, very similar but in black. This is in white, obviously to match the projector itself. It's got a good weight and feel. Once the battery's in, it sits nicely in the hand, and the remote has good sort of click. You can hear that hopefully. So when you press a button, you know that you've pressed it. You're not waiting for things. And with a projector, that's kind of important because it's not uncommon that you're firing it at the screen, expecting it to bounce off and then hit the projector, and you don't know if you've hit that button once or twice. Well, having that little click is kind of awesome. Okay, to the projector itself. Firstly, it's got a little bit of a two-tone colour scheme to it. The front panel is a brushed sort of almost goldy trim. It's more sort of titanium-y colour than gold, but in certain lights it'll shimmer in gold or obviously silver in other lights. The lens itself is protected by a cap, okay, and removing it shows not only a 4K symbol that we see there, but also a little shroud, helping to not only protect the lens and the projector, but also to stop wash unnecessarily of light into the room. There's obviously on the front here the BenQ logo and an infrared sensor for the remote control. As I tip it forward, it's where most of the other stuff starts to happen. Firstly, under a little trapdoor is the ability to change focus and zoom along with lens shift. That's relatively straightforward, and I believe this projector has up and down lens switch shift sort of to replace the old keystone, but it has no left to right. Don't quite know, we'll see. Okay. And that's in a nice convenient little trapdoor, so you can make the unit look a little bit more elegant. And again, hang around for some photographs or take some close-ups of these types of things. Over the back of the projector, you've actually got the controls associated with it. The vast majority of the navigation and ability to set up can be done from the touch panel buttons that you see on the top here. There's power, there's warning lamps, the temperature and lamp warning lights, and of course the control as far as navigating through its menus. Of course you've got back menu and source input. As I spin this projector around, you'll see that there's adequate ventilation. This is pretty quiet for a compact projector. Yes, it's noisier than some of the much larger and more expensive models, but for the price point this is really quiet. And I've never really noticed it in a movie. It would have to be a very, very quiet scene before the noise of the projector would be noticed. At the rear there is a steel mesh. Now that allows again far more ventilation than most in its price point, and again it means that it will be a little bit quieter. Having a look at the resources that we've got, the first is a 12-volt trigger. Now the most useful is the ability for this, when you turn on the projector, for it to then also drop an electric screen or perhaps a projector lift. This is certainly compact enough to fit in some of the more budget projector lifts if you would want to. It's got RS-232 for two-way communication, USB for the purposes of servicing and software update, a USB 3 as a media reader and player on the rear, and it's got two HDMI sockets, and both of these are HDCP 2.2 compliant. Further on, we've got a basic USB for the purposes of providing external devices power. This can be used for a streamer or a Chromecast or something like that. An SPDIF and then an analog audio output. There's a couple of badges there relating to HDR and ISF as far as its picture goes. Again, spinning it around, we see more ventilation, and on the bottom we see very briefly mounting points that are very, very useful should this need to be on a ceiling mount, and also adjustable feet, which is what you classically expect when it's sitting on a coffee table projecting across. So there we have BenQ's long-awaited budget home theatre projector, this beast of a DLP projector, the W2700, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.